Hey folks, so I recently did a video about my passion for reptiles and my issues that I have about the snake part of the reptile community. Now, I mentioned going to the Longview Expo Center in Longview, Texas, and I went and saw this pretty awesome reptile convention. Now, I wasn't going to share this at first because it may be a little inappropriate, but I'm going to go ahead and just age restrict this one and let it rock on my channel. So I took my two sons, Ronan and Giovanni, who are 4 and 1, to this convention, and we had a great time, and my mother showed them around this and that because, again, if you watched my other video, you'd already know I'm a third generation reptile enthusiast. So there's a second one in between me and my grandpa, and that's my wonderful, fantastic mother. And so we had a great time, and she was off wandering with the children, and I was a little bit ahead. And I walked up to this one booth where this guy was selling leatherbacks. So for those of y'all that don't know, because they're not the most common lizard, they kind of look like a cross between a horny toad or horny lizard, because they're actually lizards, they're just called toads colloquially, but kind of a cross between a horny toad and a bearded dragon. They get about so big, and they're pretty cool, and some of them get kind of bright red and orange, different colors. But anyway, I walk up to this little tank, and there's these two leatherbacks there. And yeah, I noticed that one of them is a little bit more distinguished, brightly colored than the other one. Some of us that know about birds, which again are another style of reptile, know how the brightly colored ones sometimes are one way, not so the other way. Well, I just kind of don't think about it until I notice that the brightly colored one is behind the slightly less colored one. And I'm going to go ahead and assume it, was nibbling on the back of probably her neck. And this one little boy walks up and he goes, "Hey, mister," to the guy behind the counter. And he goes, "I think they're fighting. You might want to break them up. He's going to hurt that one." And the nibbling continues. And before too long, it kind of starts to crawl over the back of this other one and starts to nibble a little more. And the one on bottom is not fighting this nibbling in any form or fashion. Matter of fact, she seems to be rather enjoying it. And the guy behind the counter, he starts to kind of blush a little bit, and he goes, "Oh, that's totally natural there, kids." And then this other little boy goes, "They're not fighting. They're trying to make baby lizards." About that time, again, my reptile enthusiasts, you already know how this works. My non-enthusiasts, maybe a little less informed on this, the parts start coming out of certain areas and going into other areas, similar to how dogs mate, and they start getting down to business. And the two little boys run off. The guy's embarrassed, and I laugh, and all I can say to him is, I said, "Well, I guess next year when you come back to the expo, you'll have plenty more of these to sell."